Well, certainly it's always important to have an emergency fund. My husband and I practice wise financial stewardship, and I'm sure many of you have used Dave Ramsey. So I'm a big proponent of utilizing that method, but it's also important that we're not holding too much of our constituents' money, that we're reinvesting it. They're not giving it to us to hold on to it for safekeeping. They're giving it to us to invest in their community and make sure they're receiving the resources that they deserve. So I think continuing to invest in our infrastructure and look at ways that we can harness those dollars to make sure that everyone feels that they are being seen and that they're receiving those benefits. I think there's a lot that we can do really on communication around that as well, is with streets. I know West Park consistently asks why their streets aren't being updated, and so I've been speaking with some constituents this week on when different projects are going to be rolled out into their neighborhoods, and with additional funding we can also look at doing other development projects within the communities that everyone can benefit from.
Well, the overall debt of the city has come down quite a bit, down around $15 million based on the latest information I was able to get to online. But with that being said, we've got to be cautious anytime with deficit spending. I would certainly agree with Mayor MURYN that we need to be putting that money to work, whether it's on the capital side, certainly on the services side, so we're making sure that we're doing the best to meet the demands and the needs of our everyday citizens. But we also have pockets of citizens like West Park that are very frustrated that their issues haven't been addressed. So we have to balance that out. And it goes back to something I said 40 minutes ago. We have to understand what is our 10-year capital plan, whether that's on the water pollution control side, on the sewer side, whether it's on the water side, whether that's on the infrastructure and resources around our safety and security forces. We have to understand and have a vision for that plan. Putting a plan out there will be criticized. I was criticized in 2017, but leadership is putting stuff out there so that other people can critique it, give you your feedback, you listen, and you make it better. Thank you.
Planning. Everybody has to plan. You plan in your personal lives, you plan in your work life, we plan for the future. As far as planning goes, and being on City Council for 5 years, I'm proud to say that working with Paul Smeltzer, our Safety Service Director at the time, we have implemented a 5-year capital plan. It allows us to look to the future, it allows us to plan, and allows us to communicate with the citizens where we are improving our infrastructure next and why. We're in a position now where we are able to have a carry forward balance. With that carry forward balance, we're able to leverage our dollars to get more done in our community to benefit you. That's the same type of thing we need to look at when we're looking at police and fire staffing. Security is just as important as infrastructure, and that's why I want to work on putting a 5-year plan there as well.
So you've been in office for 5 years. Why haven't you not made a plan for our safety? Oh, I'm sorry. My rebuttal would be, Ms. Frischke has been in office for 5 years. Obviously, I'm a business person. I want to get right to it. Has been in office for 5 years, but the things that she's talking about, why haven't they been done in the last 5 years? All right. It's about not rhetoric, but results.
So being financially responsible in our position and working with elected officials and the administration, we have put together the 5-year plan for the Capitol. Being a good steward of our funding, not looking at having to do what our commissioner has done to raise taxes when the people said no, or allowing Gibbs Trash Service to rack up a bill of $100,000 before taking a stance. We are doing a lot in our community. We are addressing our dollars. We are being smart, and putting a 5-year plan in for bringing back police and fire is a must. And we were getting back out of having to do layoffs in 2012.
So 2 things. First of all, there was not a tax raise. There was a tax that was put in place to fund a jail. Ms. Frischke has said several times, we need to expand the jail. She agrees with that, but yet she wants to criticize the fact that it's getting funded. So this is the mentality that she has had on City Council. Let me complain about everything, but where's the resolution? Where's the result to fix the problem? So you have to make tough decisions. We've got drugs coming across our border into this country, and we've got drug dealers coming into our community. So you can't say you want the jail and you want more police, and then say you don't want to fund it. So would you rather fund it with property tax? Would you rather fund it with income tax, or would you rather fund it with a sales tax where 52% of that money is generated outside of our community? And every business has a line of credit, by the way. You have a line of credit on a credit card. We have $5.5 million coming into that landfill. And we're talking about a $100,000 accounts receivable issue where the county filed suit, which this is a lawsuit, back in December. So I think we're managing the business, and I think the prosecutor's office will get that resolved for us. Thank you.